morning. Thank you for tuning in to Thursday's edition of Quick Morning. I'm Samiksha Srivastava. Let's get started first up with the top stories in this segment. Amid suspense over portfolio allocation, Maharashtra's newly elected Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis visited the national capital to meet Home Minister Amit Shah. As per sources, there are disagreements over the distribution of significant portfolios within the Mahayuti alliance. The meeting with Amit Shah is seen as a critical effort to broker a compromise and provide a solution to the delay. As per sources, finance, urban development and even revenue department are at the center of dispute. This is not the first time that the Mahayuti alliance has faced internal challenges. However, the leadership remains hopeful that the intervention, that there is going to be portfolio allocation soon and all the differences will be resolved. The Indian Army busted a major terror hideout in J&K's Riyasi district. Security forces even seized a huge cache of arms and ammunition. The Rashtriya Rifle troops uncovered the hideout in a cordon and search operation in a forested area of Mahor. The key recoveries from this terror hideout bust were 47 rifles, 2 pistols, 4 grenades, 5 magazine covers and more than 400 rounds of ammunition. A 5-year-old boy who fell inside a 150 feet borewell in Rajasthan's Dausa district died after he was trapped inside for over 56 hours. The minor was pulled out of the borewell with a rope in an unconscious state and was rushed to the hospital where he was declared broad dead. He was playing in the field when he slipped and fell into the borewell. The NDRF, SDRF teams were present at the spot and provided the child with oxygen. However, he could not survive. The officials said that they encountered multiple challenges in the operation, including a technical fault in a drilling machine and the water level estimation to be around 150 feet.
देखो, यहाँ लाने की सबसे बड़ी वजह ये थी कि अगर हम किसी भी तरह का कोई लाइफ की कोई गुंजाइश हो और बची हो तो हम उसको आगे ट्रीटमेंट करके उसको रिकवर कर पाए, लेकिन यहाँ ईसीजी करके देखी तो उसमें कोई लाइफ नहीं बची थी।
क्या माना जाए बच्चे को?
बच्चा इस वक्त हम घोषित कर चुके हैं, मतलब हमने डिक्लेयर कर दिया डेड। ईसीजी करने के बाद 2 बार ईसीजी निकाल के देखी।
BJP women leaders lodged a complaint with Union Minister Kiran Rijiju against TMC leader Kalyan Banerjee over his lady killer remarks. The women leaders even called for strict action against Kalyan Banerjee. A verbal spat was witnessed in the Rajya Sabha between Kalyan Banerjee and Union Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia in the discussion on disaster management bill. The controversy began when Kalyan Banerjee made a personal remark on Scindia, which led to a heated argument between the leaders. Later, Kalyan Banerjee apologized for his remarks to Scindia. However, the remarks that were made by Kalyan Banerjee were expunged in the House.
Comments that Kalyan Banerjee ji of TMC has been making against the women in the parliament. This is not the first time that he had commented pointing out to Jyotiraditya Scindia that he's a lady killer. In fact, even earlier also, he had commented that there are so many beautiful women in the house, but my attention is not distracted. I think this is very unbecoming of a parliamentarian who hails from a state which is actually led by a woman there.
Meanwhile, the suicide of Bengal techie Atul Subhash has sparked debate on men's rights in the country. The family has alleged that Indian laws have been inclined towards women and had little for men. The family has also sought justice from President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The incident has now taken a legal turn as the police have booked the deceased wife and 3 others for abetment to suicide. The FIR was lodged based on a complaint by deceased brother. The deceased was an engineer hailing from Uttar Pradesh, Jaunpur, and was working in a private firm in Bengaluru. He was found hanging in his residence, leaving behind a 24-page suicide note and a 90-minute video before claiming his own life, in which he alleged that his estranged wife leveled false allegations against him, harassed him to no end, and filed several false cases against him. Several men's rights activists have also come forward demanding change in the laws.
सुसाइडल नोट लिखा है, उसमें सबसे पहले लाइन लिखा हुआ है जस्टिस इज ड्यू। तो वी वांट जस्टिस एट एनी कॉस्ट। आई वांट यू मीडिया पीपल आर सपोर्ट अस फॉर दिस जस्टिस एंड वी वांट टू फाइट अगेंस्ट देम एंड at any cost we want justice.
Bangladesh court has rejected a plea that sought to advanced the hearing of a bill petition of arrested Hindu monk Chinmay Krishnadas. The plea was allegedly rejected because the lawyer who filed the petition did not have power of attorney from the monk. The petitioner Rabindra Ghosh filed his petition on basis that the Hindu seer was arrested in a false and fabricated case and is suffering from severe health issues, including diabetes and asthma as well. The hearing was due to be held on 3rd of December but has now been deferred to 2nd of January next year. Two vehicles of Rajasthan Chief Minister Bhajan Lal Sharma's convoy met with an accident in Jagatpur area. An assistant sub-inspector of traffic police died while 6 others sustained serious injuries. Sharma was going to attend an event in which Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar was invited as a chief guest. All of them were rushed to the hospital, but the sub-inspector died on the way. As per officials, the CM's carcade was moving on Jagatpur Road when another car came in from the wrong side and both the vehicles collided. Bhajan Lal Sharma has expressed his condolences and assured proper treatment of the injured in the accident.
On the spot जो मौके पर खड़े थे हमारे एएसआई, उनको उस घटनाक्रम के दौरान उनके साथ भी गाड़ियों ने टक्कर मारा. उनको तत्काल यहाँ नियरेस्ट पॉसिबल हॉस्पिटल में लेके आया. कोई डॉक्टरों ने कोशिश किया लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली उनको जान बचा नहीं पाया.
A 55-year-old man hailing from Kerala was crushed by a bus. This is a second fatal accident involving a vehicle of Mumbai Civic Transport Body. In 3 days, the victim was first hit by a speeding motorbike and then run over by a bus near Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj terminus in Mumbai. The bus driver has been taken into custody. While the accident occurred 2 days after the horrific bus tragedy in Kurla area in Mumbai that killed 7 people and injured 42 others. An atmosphere of tension gripped Parbhani city as a district administration imposed Section 163. This comes as violence broke out in the Parbhani district with protesters taking to streets, angered with the vandalism of a constitution replica near Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar statue. The unrest began when a resident of Murtizapur village allegedly vandalized a replica of constitution that was housed in a glass box at the base of Ambedkar's statue near the collector's office. Local activists have apprehended the alleged accused and handed him over to the police.
कल मतलब एक व्यक्ति ने मतलब बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर के स्टैचू के सामने जो ग्लास में संविधान का किताब था उस ग्लास को तोड़ा है और वहाँ संविधान का भी अपमान हुआ है, बाबा साहब के स्टैचू का भी बहुत बड़ा अपमान हुआ है.
And moving on to our business segment, the Axis Bank in its economic report has predicted a strong recovery for the Indian economy. Getting you the details in this segment. In the India Economic and Market Outlook 2025 report, the Axis Bank has predicted a strong economic recovery with gross value added growth expected to rebound to 7% in FY26, up from 6.6% in FY25 despite challenges from the fiscal. On the fiscal consolidation front, the outlook still remains positive, driven largely by industrial growth, a real estate upcycle and agricultural resilience as well. Axis Bank's chief economists Neelkant Mishra, along with co-authors Prateek Ancha and Tanay Dalal, Pulkit Kapoor and Smriti Mehra, have forecast that India's economy will see significant recovery in FY26. Global beverage giant Coca-Cola has announced the sale of a 40% stake in Indian bottling business Hindustan Coca-Cola Beverages Private Limited to the Jubilant Bhartiya Group. In a joint statement, Coca-Cola has confirmed the transaction with the Jubilant Bhartiya Group, which is a conglomerate with a diverse global presence across multiple sectors. The sale involves the parent company of HCCBL, Hindustan Coca-Cola Holdings Private Limited, which is also the largest bottler of Coca-Cola products in India. This move aligns with Coca-Cola's strategy to pursue an asset-light model by divesting bottling operations worldwide. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, while addressing the Global Economic Policy Forum this year, organized by the Confederation of Indian Industry, which is a CII, emphasized the need for a balanced approach to economic growth, combining the scale of large enterprises with the reach of small and medium enterprises businesses. She also added that the decadal priority is that industry should work together with small and medium units to see how they can support large units equally as much as they support job creation in the country.
Industry together with policymakers, strategic leadership together with citizens' forums will all have to work on those larger goals. Otherwise, the decade would be frittered away. We can't even restore or claw back.
In his first address as the 26th Governor of the Reserve Bank of India, Sanjay Malhotra highlighted the crucial themes of stability, trust, growth in realizing the vision of Viksit Bharat. The Governor even emphasized that ensuring the continuity of growth is a massive responsibility, especially in the current global context marked by geopolitical tensions, climate change and political uncertainty as well. Malhotra further stressed the importance of policy stability, particularly maintaining continuity, further noting that consistency in policy is essential for fostering trust among the people, and this trust is fundamental for the sustained growth of the economy. Elon Musk's Tesla is looking for a showroom in the national capital to open their India sales. Tesla is rethinking about entering the Indian market after stalling its plans earlier this year. Musk had earlier revealed his plans to meet Prime Minister Modi during a trip to India in April. The plans, however, got cancelled. According to reports, Musk is keen on investing $2 to $3 billion in India. Let's now shift focus to international stories that you're tracking. Netanyahu has issued a strong warning to Syria. We get you the details in this segment. With Syria undergoing a political turmoil after the insurgents captured capital Damascus and other important cities, leading to the fall of Assad's 24-year-long regime, the insurgents have now set fire to a tomb of Syria's former president Assad in his hometown in northwest. Videos that have been circulating show men inside the tomb and playing games. Assad was a president of Syria for 30 years until his, in fact, this is the father of the president who's been ousted, who was the president for 30 years until his death in 2000 when his son Bashar Assad succeeded him. Bashar Assad was ousted over the weekend and fled to Russia, where he was given political asylum in Moscow. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres said that the end of Assad regime had brought hope to the Middle East and pledged the global body's support to ensure a smooth transition of power.
See some signs of hope, and signs of hope namely coming from the end of the Syrian dictatorship. The UN is totally committed to supporting a smooth transition of power with an inclusive political process in which the rights of all minorities will be fully respected, and paving the way towards a united, sovereign Syria with its territorial integrity fully re-established.
Hundreds of protesters gathered peacefully outside South Korean Parliament building as they continue to demand the resignation of President Yoon Suk-yeol. Police officials were present, but they did not try to disperse the crowd. Those gathered waved coloured lights and even chanted slogans demanding Yoon's impeachment and criticized his party. Even after President Yoon survived the impeachment motion, protesters are still taking to streets to protest against the Yoon government. Meanwhile, the opposition has vowed to file another motion against President in the Parliament. Meanwhile, tractors lined the streets of London as thousands of farmers protested against the changes to tax laws. Hundreds of tractors descended on the English in London, driving slowly past the House of Parliament. These tractors blocked roads in Whitehall and even surrounded areas. The farmers were seen chanting slogans against the government. The protest comes in response to UK government's budget, which outlined scrapping a tax break dating 1990s. UK Prime Minister Starmer also spoke about farmers' issues while addressing to the House of Commons.
£5 billion into farming over the next 2 years. That's a record number under the budget. Last week alone, £350 million to support farmers in the United Kingdom. That does contrast with the last government, who was an underspend of £300 million in relation to farmers.
UK Prime Minister Starmer welcomed the fall of ousted Syrian President Bashar Assad. Both UK and US have been considering whether to remain the main anti-Assad rebel group from the list of designated terror organizations as well. In fact, in his address to the House of Commons, Starmer spoke on Syria's future, added that it is a serious moment and that the government has been speaking with allies on the situation in Syria. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., Biden administration official noted that the rebel group will be an important component in Syria's future and that the U.S. needs to engage with them appropriately.
Start by welcoming the fall of Assad. The people of Syria suffered for far too long under his brutal regime. Mr. Speaker, what comes next is far from certain. We've been talking to regional and global allies to ensure that it is a political solution that protects civilians and minorities and absolutely rejects terrorism and violence.
US President Joe Biden said that he's proud that a women's health research initiative that he launched last year already has invested nearly $1 billion. Further, he mentioned that women improve not only their well-being but also the prosperity of the country overall. Biden's comment was an apparent reference to President-elect Trump and his incoming administration. It was Jill Biden who brought the idea of women's health research initiative to the president.
Because the fact is, the health of our moms and grandmothers, sisters and daughters, friends and colleagues affects not just women's well-being, but the prosperity of the entire nation. And that's a fact. We haven't gotten that through to the other team yet. No, I mean it, across the board. Anyway, I won't get into it. But that's why in my State of the Union address this year, I called on Congress to invest $12 billion in women's health research.
Meanwhile, the European Union has given a green light to Poland and other countries on Europe's eastern border to temporarily suspend asylum rights. EU believes that Belarus and Russia are weaponizing migrants to destabilize the bloc. Poland's Prime Minister has announced plans in October to introduce a law that would suspend asylum applications for up to 60 days. Poland has been one of the countries that struggles with migratory issues on its border with Belarus, angering human rights groups in the country.
Russia's war of aggression in Ukraine, the practice of instrumentalization and weaponization of migration started in 2021 and has continued at the borders with Latvia, Lithuania, Poland and Finland.
Meanwhile, Canadians have responded to Trump's trolling comments throughout his first term in the White House. Trump has spun countless proactive and mocking statements on Canada now that he's preparing to return to the White House again. Trump is back at it during his recent visit to Paris on the reopening of the cathedral. Trump posted a picture with Jill Biden with a tagline that read, and I quote, "A fragrance your enemies cannot resist." Even when Trudeau flew to Florida to meet Trump over his threat to impose 25% tariff on Canadian products entering US, the Republican leader tossed out the idea that Canada can become the 51st US state. The Canadians passed off the comment as a joke, but Trump has continued to play up the dig, including in a post on Tuesday morning on his social media network post in which he referred to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau as Governor Justin Trudeau of the great state of Canada. Now, Canadians have responded to this. Listen in to the reactions coming in.
The President-elect Trump wants to put tariffs because we're a threat to the U.S., because we're a manufacturing powerhouse. We created more manufacturing jobs last year.
Meanwhile, life has slowly begun returning to normalcy in Syrian capital Damascus, with some shops reopening and people strolling through markets. Visuals that have surfaced in which one of the famous spices and grain market in Syrian capital Damascus, shop owners were seen mingling with the shoppers. Bank and government institutions have also reopened in public squares. Some people were seen celebrating Assad regime's downfall. Many were seen inside a mosque which was captured by the opposition. Citizens have been unable to enter the mosque, were unable to enter the mosque earlier. The Assad regime saw its fall after a sudden rebel offensive sprinted across the government-held territory and captured the capital and other important cities. Assad then fled to Russia, which ended his 24-year-old regime. Welcome back. Let's now shift focus to the world of sports. Saudi Arabia is all set to host FIFA 2024. More on that in this segment. So Saudi Arabia that has officially confirmed to host the World Cup in men's soccer, giving the oil-rich kingdom its biggest prize yet for massive spending on global sports driven by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The Saudi bid was the only candidate and was acclaimed by the applause of more than 200 FIFA member federations. They took part remotely in online meeting hosted in Zurich by the soccer body president. The decision was combined with approving the only candidate to host the 2030 World Cup. Spain, Portugal and Morocco will co-host in a six-nation project with Argentina and getting one of the 104 games. FIFA and Saudi officials have said hosting the 2034 tournament can accelerate change, including more freedom and rights for women, with Infantino on Wednesday calling the World Cup a unique catalyst for positive social change and unity. The Brisbane cricket ground, known popularly as the Gabba, could be axed as a test cricket venue as announced by Cricket Australia. The CA and the Brisbane Lions would submit proposals to replace the iconic 42,000-seater venue with some other stadium which could host the test games as well as the matches for the Australia Football League for the upcoming 50 years. Before the development for the Brisbane Olympic begins, the Australian Cricket Board, which is the ACB, will submit proposals to the government for a rejuvenated stadium. Former Australia opener Matthew Hayden has advised the Indian bowlers to target the 4th, 5th stump line and make use of the natural bounce offered by Gabba's surface in the third test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. Starting 14th of December this year, the 5-match series is logged at a 1-for-1 after Australia's emphatic win in the pink test in Adelaide. India won the opener by 295 runs in Perth. Hayden shared his views on how to dismiss the Australian batters at Gabba. Out of favour, India batter Ajinkya Rahane's explosive 50 capped Mumbai's stunning 6-wicket victory over Vidarbha and their entry into semi-finals of Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Once Vidarbha posted a massive 221 for 6, Mumbai needed a strong chase and Rahane led from the front with an 84 of 45 balls. Mumbai made 224 for 4 in 19.2 overs and they will face Baroda in the semi-finals match. Pacer Mohammad Shami rarely operated at his best and it had a cascading effect on Bengal as it went down by 41 runs against Baroda in the quarterfinals of the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. Jay Shah, the newly elected chairman of International Cricket Council, flew to Brisbane to attend a meet related to the Olympics. Additionally, he will have the opportunity to watch the 3rd Border Gavaskar Trophy test, which starts at the Gabba on 14th of December. Shah was accompanied by Devajit Sakia, the BCCI Joint Secretary, who has been entrusted with the powers of Secretary after Shah relinquished the position last week. Mithali Raj and Gujarat Giants have mutually parted ways ahead of 2025 Women's Premier League auctions. Mithali, who had served as a mentor and advisor of the franchisee, had recently taken up a new assignment with the Andhra Cricket Association. Mithali was initially signed for a 3-year term by the group, but the partnership has ended after only 2 seasons in which Giants finished at the bottom. The Champions Trophy saga continues to baffle the cricket world with no immediate resolution in sight for an imbroglio that has 3 parties in knots. The International Cricket Council, the Pakistan Cricket Board and the Board of Council Control for Cricket in India, which is the BCCI, have been unable to reach a common ground acceptable to all parties, even as time is running out rapidly for a competition that is less than 75 days away. And Rajnikant is celebrating his 74th birthday today. More on that in this segment, the entertainment segment this hour. As Rajnikant rings in his 74th birthday, a new statue of South megastar has been unveiled in Madurai. The statue depicts Rajnikant's iconic character from the movie Mappilai, honouring the legendary actor's contribution to cinema. The temple, maintained by an army officer and Rajnikant's devoted fan Karthik, has long been a place for fans to pay tribute to the actor. Daily prayers and special worship services are conducted at this temple. Hollywood actor Jim Carrey has returned to acting after announcing his retirement earlier this year. Speaking about his retirement plans, the actor said that he is in need of money, though he likes his quiet life. His film Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will release in cinemas on 20th of December. He's also shared that during his short-lived retirement, he loved painting and got more connected with the spiritual side of him. Actor-producer Manju addressed the media yesterday after he was denied entry to his father Mohan Babu's residence in Hyderabad. He apologized on behalf of his father, who hit one of the journalists during a heated scuffle outside his residence. Manju also addressed some of the allegations leveled against him by his father, who alleged that he was being threatened by his son and daughter-in-law. Over the past few days, the Manju family has been in news after Mohan Babu and Manju Manoj filed complaints against each other over property dispute and family issues. While Mohan Babu claimed that Manoj had illegally occupied his house, Manoj said that his father had always been partial towards him and favoured his brother Vishnu Manju over him. Veteran actor Mushtaq Khan, who reported that he was kidnapped a few days ago, has now shared that the actor was also tortured. According to his manager, the kidnappers tortured him for almost 12 hours and demanded a ransom of 1 crore rupees. He further informed that the kidnappers also took almost 2 lakhs from Khan and his son's account. Further details shared by the duo tell that Khan, while in captivity, heard the morning azan and realized a mosque would be nearby. He managed to run away and sought help from locals present there and the police to return home. The actor has since been rescued and is at home surrounded by his friends and family, although completely shaken from the event, as per his manager. Punjabi singer Diljit Dosanjh has surpassed renowned figures like Shah Rukh Khan to be named as a top Asian celebrity for the year 2024, according to the annual top 50 Asian celebrities in the world list published by UK-based Eastern Eye newspaper. The recognition comes after an incredible year for Dosanjh, both nationally and globally, and can be credited for his record-breaking global live tour, the largest ever done by any Indian artist. The singer also performed on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and set new standards for the Indian artist. Charlie XCX, the half-Indian pop superstar, came in second as her album Brat broke the internet for months and continues to trend globally. The Allu Arjun and Rashmika Mandanna starrer Pushpa 2, The Rule, has set a new benchmark in Indian cinema by becoming the fastest film to earn 1,000 crore globally. Directed by Sukumar, the film has been an unstoppable force at the box office since its release. The achievement dethrones Shah Rukh Khan's Jawan, which earned 351 crore and became the highest grosser in Hindi cinema. Domestically, the movie has made 770 crore and has touched this milestone within a week of its release. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of our broadcast. But stay tuned for Live This Morning coming up at 7 a.m.